Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to the next episode of Ridgebacks Rumble Talk. And today we have our very special guest, MVP of this past season's basketball team, the man himself, Ammar Hassan. Ammar, say hello to everyone, please.
King David, my pleasure to be here with you, man.
Anytime, man. Awesome. So I know you did have a very stellar season. We all saw the whole thing. I was privileged enough to watch every single game you guys had, and I was very impressed by a lot of things you did. I mean, you put up some amazing stats, 15.8 points per game. You had 11.3 rebounds. You got a lot of boards. I won't lie. Where does that come from? Do you practice that often, or how do you get so many rebounds?
So I've always, throughout high school, I was always that kind of like height where I was in between like a guard and a big. So coaches kind of just threw me in that big section for moments of the games, and having to bang with people who are a lot bigger than me and that kind of stuff. It just made me get that mentality where it's like, I'm going to be going against guys who are bigger than me, taller than me. So I just got to like find a way to get that ball. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I realize it's very valuable. Like coaches appreciate it, players appreciate it, teams appreciate it. So like It's always that mentality where it's like every ball that goes up, like I just want it. You know what I'm saying?
Just go for it, because it's that extra 1% that you just put in that gets so many extra plays. You can even restart a whole play from that. Are you trying to be like the Dennis Rodman of the OUA, or what's your aspiration for that?
Man, I like that. I like the Dennis Rodman comparison. But yeah, I definitely like that. But you know what I'm saying? Maybe a little more than Dennis Rodman on the offensive end. You know what I'm saying? But the defense and rebounder, I definitely like that. I definitely like that.
True. So is your defense game much stronger than your offense game? How do you rate both of them compared to each other?
I like to think of myself as a two-way player. Like I'm definitely big on defense. Like I know some people don't value it as much, especially in today's game when it's strictly offensive now. But man, I definitely take pride in defense. But I love offense too. You know what I'm saying? When you get to show your creativity, show that work you put in the gym and go ball out, show that uniqueness. I appreciate that. I have appreciation for that.
Exactly. It makes you the perfect teammate, to be honest. And speaking of team, I know you represent London, Ontario. That's where you're from, right?
Yep. Yeah, I'm from London. I spent some years in Windsor as well, but yeah, mostly from London.
Which one do you associate with more, Windsor or London?
I gotta say London. London. Yeah, that's where
What do you say about? Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, that's where I spent grade 10 to grade 13. So like most of high school. So that's where I associate from the most.
Fair enough. And then what's special about London? What are some great things to do there? What is the culture like in London? What do you enjoy most about it?
A lot of people think London's is like the boonies, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when I tell people I'm from London, they're like country, like farm side, but it's actually not like that. It's like in between like Toronto and like I'd say a small town like man, I'd say it's something similar to like cities around the GTA, so like Scarborough, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so I think it's like 400,000 people, 500,000 people. So it's definitely not the boonies. You know what I'm saying? We got things. We got downtown. We got restaurants. We got hot spots. All that kind of stuff.
Yes, I know what you mean, because I have heard that about London, and I did get the chance to go there sometime in January, I believe. And it's actually a really nice area. It's not as bad or as different. It's very different from people's image of it. So it's pretty nice that you cleared the air on that one.
Trust me.
We'll talk some more about London down the line. But first of all, before we get into more of the Ridgeback stuff, I want to get your outlook on how your season went, things that went well and whatnot. But I want to kind of start off with a quiz, first of all, just to juggle your memory, kind of get you warmed up. And then we'll see how you do. Are you up for it?
Say less.
Awesome, man. So your very first game was against your very first game at home. Let me be specific. Do you remember that game?
Season game or
season game.
Yeah, Queens.
Perfect. How many points did you score in that game? Do you remember?
Is it 16?
You're close enough. You actually did score more than that. 18 points.
So, 18 points, yeah. Okay.
That was good. What was the experience like though, having the first inaugural home game? What was that like for you?
It was a neat experience, being like part of like history like that, like an institution's like first program, like being part of that game. It was something like not too many people get to experience. You know what I'm saying? So like, being part of that, like our stands were out. You know what I'm saying? It was filled up. It was a filled up gym. So it was a lot of love. So it was definitely a good experience. Something that like not too many people get to go through. You know? So man, I definitely take value in that. Being blessed to be part of an experience like that.
Sure, it is awesome. One, for the history books. I mean, you are part of the pioneer team of Ontario Tech. So congratulations, of course.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Let's jump to the next question though. This one might be a bit tough or a bit more tough. Let's see. So you scored the most points in the whole season. I checked the stats. You scored your most points on January 31st. Who did you play against when you scored those number of points, and how many points were those?
Jeez,
I have a question for you though.
Was it Nipissing? Nipissing?
No, it wasn't Nipissing. No, it was against Laurier.
Oh, for real?
But do you remember how many points you scored in that game? That was your highest points ever in the whole season.
I think 30, 28,
33.
33.
Yeah, it was higher than that. Do you check your stats often? Like, do you always say, "Oh, I didn't score enough this game," or "Oh, wow, I did score a lot this game"? Do you often check your stats after each game?
Yeah, I check my stats, but mostly for errors. I try to like minimize things that I can do more and things I can minimize less. So like I'll like if I had a game where I had like 6 rebounds, I'll be like, it should have been like I'll think of situations where I could have like outcompeted my opponent and gotten something, or a time where I gave up an offensive rebound or something like that. Or I'm trying to minimize like flaws. I'll look at turnovers. I'll try to minimize turnovers. So I do look at points, but I wouldn't say it's ever the first thing I look at.
Okay, so it's more from a technical standpoint that you're looking at it, not just for the fun of just saying, okay, yeah, this is what I got. This is what I got. Specifically just to correct those errors. That's good. That's really good then. So now let's look at this. Always working and grinding. I see that in you. For sure.
Yeah, appreciate
all the things you said. So
appreciate it, family. Thank you.
Anytime, man. So looking from a team perspective now, the highest points the Ridgebacks ever scored this past season was 88 points. Who was that against? We did lose that game, but who was it against? Do you remember?
88. What is it? U of T?
Oh, no. It's also a team in Toronto, but it's not U of T.
Oh, is it York?
Yeah, it was against York. One of the very last games of the season.
Okay.
What was different about that game, though, that just sparked that magic to score that many? You remember?
Grady got us going that game. I remember he started off hot. Like, I forgot what he had. I think it was like 20 something and a half. So he definitely got us going that game, and we just kept finding him, and he kept on scoring for us. You know what I'm saying? So I think he was definitely the one that got us to that 80. But as the game started going, we all started getting hot ourselves, you know. But I think we were up 20 in the fourth quarter against them, and then we ended up losing. So that was tough still. But you know what I'm saying?
It is what it is. We'll learn from it, live and learn. Because I know next season is gonna be super for sure. But
yeah, trust me, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. Trust me.
Me too, man. Me too. So let's talk more about. I know you did mention how Grady then was able to spark that off, and then the whole team kept on going in that regard. Let's go to focus more on your teammates then. But I have one last question, just a little quiz question to finish up the warm up. So you're currently studying kinesiology, right?
Yeah. Is this an academic question?
Oh, no. Nothing too specific on that. It's more of an identification. So there are according to your roster, there are 2 other players on the roster who are studying kinesiology also. Who are those 2 other guys?
Trey and Chris.
Yeah. Actually, there's one more person, though. Let me quiz you on that. No, it's not Dion.
Is it Matt?
Yeah, Matthew.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's good. I just wanted to see if you knew your teammates well. Then, so
I should have been better on that.
No, it's no big deal, man. We just roll with it. You still have time to learn them a bit better. But talking about learning your teammates, this was the very first year that we got to play together as a basketball team. And of course, some of these guys, maybe even all of them, you were meeting them for the very first time at the start of the season. What was the bonding process like for all of you? And what did you guys do practically to make sure that you bonded well enough in time to get the ground going right from day one?
Like I feel like we meshed very well right off. Hold up, is the lighting and good? Everything, by the way, am I shaking the camera too much? Or
no, you're good? Perfect. You're perfect, man.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So, yeah, we started meshing with a lot of the guys like right off the get. Like they're all very young, so like at that age, they're kind of all very outgoing. Like they want to be part of the loop. Like it's things, events, all that kind of stuff. They're down for it. You know what I'm saying? So like I've taken some trips with the team. Like I've invited them up. We've done some things. We pulled up on some weekend events, things like that. We've traveled around. We've been downtown, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the young guys, they get things going, and like or like the older guys, like I feel like we appreciated that. You know what I'm saying? So like, for example, we'd have dinners at what's that chicken spot? It's like a chicken spot in Oshawa.
Oh my goodness, is it? What's that place called? I forgot.
It's like Portuguese.
No, it's not St. Louis, right? No.
Nah.
That one. Is it close by to school?
No, it's not. It's kind of far.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, so we'd go to like buffets and stuff where we'd have sessions where we talk about like everything on the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? We talk about basketball, school, family, like love, jokes, comedy, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So like touch everything on the spectrum of conversation. So like, yeah, having these young guys, it was a neat experience. You know what I'm saying? It was a neat perspective, neat mentality. So it was all definitely things, you know, I appreciate having to take part of, you know what I'm saying?
True. So that's great, man. I love how you mentioned especially the young guys in the team, man, how they got to spark things up really well. And I was really impressed by the fact that you guys went above and beyond to make sure that you got to know about each other's lives off the court completely, because that eventually, when you're able to bond strongly with them, that's going to translate much better onto the court when you have that chemistry going. So let's say off the court and on the court, who do you have best chemistry with off the court and on the court?
Off the court, I think off the court and on the court, I think I'd say Janath. Yeah. That's my boy from like years ago. Me and him played on the York team together. My first year of university. Yeah, I was playing for York University, and that's where I got to know Janath. So we'd be in the gym together. So when I came to UIT and I seen that he was committed as well, like that was a blessing. You know what I'm saying? We ended up living together. You know, and that was blessed. Like it was nice having him as a roommate, as a teammate, like as a co-student. You know what I'm saying? Like he's definitely my guy. So I appreciate him on and off the court.
Nice. Shout out to Janath, man. He's actually a really great guy. One of the very first guys I did meet.
Really?
When he was in the team. Yeah. I remember we met in the locker room somewhere before one of the basketball games. And then it was a really nice experience. But
yeah.
Anywho, though, what about your head coach, Greg Francis? What do you have to say about him then? And how he's done all the work he's done, how he's helped you and the team?
So like Coach Francis, his accomplishments kind of say enough about him. You know what I'm saying? Like Division I player, like he coached Team Ontario, Team Canada, played nationally, all that, played professionally, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So his resume kind of says a lot about him, and that's what that's like he's really the only reason I came to UIT. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point when I committed, I hadn't known like any other players, haven't been into any of the sessions. It was a new team. I didn't know what the culture was going to be like. Yeah. But like getting to know him over like a month and a half or so, the time that we had conversations, like I feel like we meshed a lot, and like that's someone who I trust with this program. So like when people even ask me about like this upcoming year, like how we're gonna do, like man, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see like, you know, what he has in store for us. And like I'd be lying if I said I wasn't cheesed about how our season went this year, but I definitely think much bigger things are to come, and I think our ceiling next year is going to be like much higher because how we're buying in and how he's buying into us. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So like it's
Oh.
better done than said. So I can't even speak too much about it. But we'll see. We'll see next year. That's all I gotta say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We won't jinx ourselves. I love that because I can really see that forward. I can see the kind of mentality he even brings into the game sometimes. And I did check out his resume too. Very, very stellar accolades and stuff that he's achieved himself. So how would you describe his coaching philosophy or his coaching style, and why is that particularly unique and very beneficial for you guys?
He's a big critique in the game of basketball. Like he sees things and he understands things. He makes like small adjustments. So like the first day I met him, he said we're practicing, we're putting up shots, and he said something like, I want you to not jump on two feet when you catch the ball. I know a lot of players do that, but I want you to do one because it might help you accelerate when you want to take a dribble for a pull-up. So just things like that. Like he really looks into the small details. But one thing I think that separates him from like or differentiates him from other coaches is his ability to like coach without like, I don't know, like he's very like low key. He's very like quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not like rah like a lot of these coaches. He's not yelling. He's not breaking court maps and things like this. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of just like quiet. He does his own thing. He does his own teachings, and like he expects things from us. And like I feel like that's a good technique because like we're all adults at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like we have that motivation to push ourselves, to yell at ourselves, to get at each other. You know what I'm saying? So like him giving us space to do that, we kind of take that upon ourselves to do that on our own. So like a lot of times during practices, we'll be getting at each other and doing all that kind of stuff, which most coaches do. But him stepping back kind of gives us that opportunity to do it to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good. I do like, and I really appreciate that because, of course, both of us got to see the range and spectrum of coaches all throughout the season. Yeah. We saw how some could get really passionate and really into the game. And he has that very specific nature and character that he has that professional outlook to how he does things. Because as you said, ultimately, we're all professionals, we're all adults, and he's done that graciously and with posture. So I definitely do commend him for that. So altogether now, looking back at your season, knowing where you guys are, and you've spoken very highly about the future of the team, I have two questions for you, Ammar. Number one, what would you say is the most underrated aspect of the team that all of us, the fans, the students, other schools haven't really noticed yet that's going to come and get them before they even see it coming? And what would you say is that one major thing that as a team we could improve on that you felt this past season we could have done well in, but we didn't do as well as we could have?
So I'd say like the biggest thing our biggest strength for next year, like something we can capitalize on a lot would be defense. So like I think our team's like very slept on for defense, and I think it's because like it usually ends with like a small mistake in the end, which might result in the other team scoring. Like we can play defense solid for 18 seconds and one slip up and they score and that whole 18 seconds went to waste. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I see what you mean.
But I feel like that's going to be like a big thing for us next year. Like I feel like a big part of that mistake was because like a lot of the guys are like young, so it's still a big learning experience. Like a lot of these terms, a lot of help side defense rules, things like that are fresh for them. So like they'll get it going for like 18 seconds, but forget to do something. We'll forget to do something for 1 second and we'll slip up. Yeah. But I feel like that's going to come with experience and like reps and all that kind of thing. So I feel like next year, once we have those under the belt, I feel like we'll be able to do that for 24 seconds rather than just like 16 or 18 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking forward to that. 100%. Sure. So what would you say we could improve on?
Yeah, so that's something we could improve on, and something we do extremely well would be I think we got a lot of shooters on the team, and like I feel like we didn't set each other up as much as we could have like this year. But that's, I guess, because we're just getting to know each other first year playing together. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like within this next year, we're really going to get each other the shots we need. You know what I'm saying? Like our best shooters, we're going to get those guys the ball, all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be lights out next year for sure.
You know, awesome. We're going to get a wonderful show. I'm honestly really excited, genuinely speaking. because I saw potential, and you perfectly described it. That majority of the time, I could see those stints of greatness, stints of great qualities of the team, and of course, it was just those marginal errors that oftentimes cost us the game. And I had a feeling, yes, majority of this was due to lack of experience. It was still a fresh team, a team that was trying to bond, still trying to get its steps going. But in the future, that's why I know, and I agree with you 100%, 110%, that it's going to be a fantastic, fantastic season. So let's jump into a bit more casual topics now. I want to ask you a few questions about your teammates. Again, I always keep asking you questions about your teammates just to see how well you know them and how well you know their personality. So, and you're going to have to call out a few people here. So I'm going to ask you first of all,
okay,
who on your team is most likely to listen to classical music?
Is most likely to listen to classical music?
Yeah.
I gotta give it to Matt. Yeah.
Why?
And I don't even. He's just quiet. He's very quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody kind of like bumps their music. Like he's very quiet, and he's very like kept to himself. He has his like own pregame routine and all that kind of stuff. So if somebody came out with something like, yo, like really when I'm listening to my headphones, it's classical music, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's probably Matt still. You know what I'm saying?
Most likely. All right. That's funny. Okay. So let's see. Who do you think of the team is most likely to be in a choir secretly?
A choir?
Yeah.
Choir. Yeah, none of the guys on my team
yourself.
can sing. Let me just say that right now, man. None of those guys can sing. They be trying to sing in the locker room, and none of them can sing. But most
Including
likely,
you?
Nah, for me, I think I can sing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
For real? Can you sing for us right now?
Most people might say I can't sing.
Please put your money where your mouth is, Ammar.
You know what I'm saying?
Can you sing for us right now?
I would. You know what I'm saying? But like the way the weather's working right now and all that kind of stuff, I don't know if that's gonna work out today. You know, but most likely to
not
be in a
shining
choir,
bright
like,
enough.
I got to give it up to my. I got to give it, man. I think I'd say like Dion for most likely to be in a choir still. You know, he has like low key hidden talents. You know what I'm saying? Like dancing and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. So if you pulled up with the talent like singing, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I see that.
You won't be shocked then if it was Dion.
Yeah.
All right, bless. So let's see though. Who do you think is most likely to be the best at math on your team?
Best at math. Jeez. Do we have any business? Oh, Rashawn. Got to give it up to Rashawn. Yeah, that's business major right there. You know what I'm saying? So he's good with the numbers and things, you know? Yeah.
So, okay, that was a good one then. So who do you think is most likely to get married first?
Married first?
Yeah.
Man, I say Nelly. He's a lover man, you know what I'm saying? I say Nelly, Nelly a lover man. So if he came out to us like getting married this summer, man, I would not be surprised, you know? That guy's top lover man, trust me.
Do you guys make fun of him all the time because of that?
Nah, nobody. He comes off this persona that he's not. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
And I gotta say, from those buffet dinners that we've had, you know, like I can vouch that he's a lover man. You know what I'm saying?
So he has stories upon stories.
Man, he has stories about stories. You know?
Oh yeah. That's hilarious. Okay, let's see. Who is most likely to get in a fight for no reason or for the silliest reason?
Jesus. That's Jesus.
Jesus. Oh my God.
No hesitation. That was.
Did he do that all the time? Was he always the guy that's fighting with or beefing with everyone or what?
Jesus, man. Jesus almost tried to fight me 6 times this year, yo. Holy Jesus. That's just Jesus' character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We always make fun of him, yo. He's always telling Mass to see him outside. You know what I'm saying? So that's a funny guy right there. That's my brother right there. I got nothing but love for him. You know what I'm saying? But that's a funny guy. If anybody's fighting, or you ever need a hand for a fight or something like that, Jesus is riding 100% for anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I read that. Have you ever faced off with anyone on the court, like for you guys? Let's say gets a bad call or someone fouls him badly? Has he ever tried to square up with someone on the court before?
Jesus? Yeah,
Yes.
Jesus trying to square up. Yeah, he's put up his fist before, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I think our whole team rides. I think there was one situation where I think Grady almost got into a fight this year, like, altercation with, like, another player, just part of basketball, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I remember our whole team rushed there. So, like, seeing that, like, that bond was there, that, like, all men are riding for each other, that's definitely a new bond that you won't find in all teams, you know what I'm saying?
True that.
Yeah.
That's respect right there, man.
Yeah.
So I have two more then. Who's most
Okay.
likely to fall asleep in class?
To fall asleep in class, man. Chris. I gotta get that to Chris, man. My guy's sleeping. Even when he's not sleeping, he's sleeping. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my days. Does he sleep on the bus all the time? Is he the first guy to just crash right off the bat?
He's out, man. He's out. That's one of the British kids I know. But if I were to guess, future doctor, by the way, you know what I'm saying? So everybody look out for that. Future doctor, he's about to be. If anybody was sleeping in class, I'd say Chris for sure.
Dr. Chris Oge. Sleeping on duty.
Oh,
yeah. All right, let's do the last one, though. Who is most likely to be a comedian? I want to see your take with this.
The funniest guy on our team?
Yes.
That's Nelly, too. That's
Nelly again?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Nelly's a character.
he's the funniest guy for sure on the team.
Oh, my days.
Yeah, he has man's dying, whether it's in hotels, on the bus, whatever it is, like restaurants. That's just the funniest guy. That's the funniest person to talk to. He has all men's rolling all the time. That guy's comedy, yeah.
Comedy cake. I like that. So it's a person who just eases up the tension no matter what. It's impossible to be too serious around Nelly.
It's impossible, yeah. Shout out Nelly.
All right, fair enough. So I want to finish off with this challenge then for this section though. It's something I just like to play with people. It's a math challenge. I know I did ask you who is most likely to be best in math. You should have said yourself so you could prove it right now. But either way, Rashawn's not here to help you out, as you said. So it's a very simple thing. It's just to multiply by 2 challenge. Essentially, we start from 1 and you keep multiplying by 2 to see how far you can go off the top of your head. That's literally it. And wherever you stop, you stop. That's fine. So do you want to try it out?
So what do I do? Just like 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3?
Oh, 1 times 2, 2 times. Yeah, I'll keep asking you until you can go as high as possible. Right?
I'm about to embarrass myself here, but I'm with you.
That's the whole point. But it's all good. Okay, let's see. 1 times 2.
1 times 2, 2.
Okay, 2 times 2.
2 times 2, 4.
All right, 4 times 2.
8.
8 times 2.
16.
16 times 2.
32.
32 times 2.
32 times 2, 64.
Yes, sir. 64 times 2.
128.
Awesome. 128 times 2. It's going to get really tough very soon.
Jeez, is that 246?
Oh, close. It was 256.
250. Jeez, tragedy.
It's all good, though. Good try.
That's not for the maths, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. And now we're going to talk more about your lifestyle, the sports, how it's affected you, all that kind of stuff. So I know I did hear that this season, the first term, at least the fall term, was going to get canceled up until January, I guess. So all of this came or started off back in March. Where were you, or where were you doing, or how did you take the whole news when they said school was going to be canceled and the future was sort of uncertain? How did you take that, and where were you when you found out?
So from my understanding, it's supposed to start back in January, the season, I believe, for basketball. So I actually heard from my coach. Like I heard rumors and all that kind of stuff from like teammates, players, other players in the league, all that kind of stuff, other coaches, like some of my friends who are student assistant coaches on different teams. So like you hear a lot of stuff, but it's always kind of jumbled and it's always mixed up between different things. So like, but like hearing it, first time I heard it, like, okay, this is what's happening, was from my coach that, okay, this like season's probably going to be from here to here is canceled. I think it's all fall sports that are canceled, and then we're expected to pick back up in January. So so that's when I heard it, and then I read the email a few weeks after, like actually confirming it. So that was so it's kind of tough news to hear, especially as like a senior player. You know what I'm saying? Like this is kind of like the final season that you're looking forward to. So it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough to hear that's going to be different, but like good things come from change. You know what I'm saying? So like that gives us more time to work. That gives us more time to come together. You know what I'm saying? I know we're all doing our thing, like in our hometowns, training, getting our work in, getting our shots up. So like good things come from change, and like I'm big on that. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm excited to see, like, if it does start in January, like if we're blessed to have that opportunity, I'm excited, you know, to take on from that. I wouldn't say I'm sad about it or down on the season being cut in half or anything like that. I'm down for whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that was great. I love your mentality, man. Honestly,
I
like you just
appreciate
keep going no matter what. Always driven,
it.
always motivated, and you look for the best in everything too. So
Have to.
it's good
You
news.
have to, yeah.
I like that. So in that regard, though, I'm curious about this. You were a varsity athlete this past school year, and of course, you're also a student, meaning you were a student athlete. So how were you able to balance both things well, your schoolwork and your, well, traveling, playing, training? I did go to the gym a few times in the morning. I always see you guys training really early. I'm like, how did these guys do it? And they still have school. So how do you balance everything for yourself?
Yeah, it's kind of tough, but it's a skill of organization that you have to learn, like kind of quickly once you get introduced to university. Like it's kind of like a wake up call. So like my wake up call would have been like in my first year, where it's like, okay, we got practice, like you got your part time work, you got school, blank blank blank. You're gonna be away on these tournaments these days, and you got to organize around it. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of times it's nights with like 3-4 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's like meal prepping for like a week and a half, because you know you're not gonna have time to do things. But it's just little things that you build up over the years that help you manage everything. And like by the time you're in your second, third, fourth, fifth years, it's like it's kind of like secondhand. You know what I'm saying? Like like getting 4 hours of sleep, that's secondhand. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that I'm not worried. You know? So like everything that you're balancing kind of just becomes like you get the hang of it. You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
Yeah.
So are you really happy now that you always look so strongly towards the summer, where you can finally get some sleep back up and kind of get things back in routine? And of course, let's say we were to resume this September. How do you make sure that you don't let things slip up, that you still keep that tempo and momentum high, so that when you're going back to, well, the school year in September, you're able to just continue almost where you left off the previous school year? How do you do that?
TTG, you know what I'm saying? We're trained to go. So it's like, whatever it is, like we're keeping that same mentality. Like even the summer, like it's summertime, but it hasn't been a break summer. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't been a relaxing summer. Like we're training. Like I know. Speaking on myself, like I'm training multiple times a day. Like I'm lifting, I'm getting shots up. Like even when they close the courts, I'm finding courts. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to finding people with nets at their homes. We're going to courts that are even closed. You know what I'm saying? Even though we shouldn't be doing those things, you know, but like we're finding ways. We're finding, edit that out, you know what I'm saying? But
we'll cut it out.
But we're finding ways. We're getting in gyms. We're working out. So it's kind of like once you get in that mentality where it's like where like you always got to be ready to go, you never really lose it. So even though it's like the summer, it's not like I'm sleeping in 8 hours a day now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm running a business. I'm working part time. I'm still trading. I'm taking summer school courses. I got family responsibilities, so like my plate's still full. You know what I'm saying? And like I feel like that's a good thing for me, is always making sure I'm on my toes. I'm doing something. I'm looking out for my people. You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
I like that. Good. That's good. You're always keeping busy. You're very, very, very. You're a go-getter. You do a lot of things too. I know you did mention about your business too. We'll talk some more about that later on.
And I had to bring that up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah. Anytime, man. It's not a shameless plug. You have to plug that in everywhere you go. So
Trust.
Now, talking more about how you said, you do a lot of things. Was that the same case for you in sports too? Were there other sports that you've done growing up a whole lot apart from basketball?
Yeah. So growing up, I played a bit of everything. Like I played volleyball. I played I ran track.
Nice.
Yeah, I ran track. I played volleyball. I played football, but only for about a year and a half. Yeah, like that was. What else? Soccer. I played soccer for a bit as well. So like, I think it's kind of neat. I think it's that competitor's edge where you just wanna try new things and have fun doing like a lot of things using your advantage. So like a lot of things that in basketball, such as like vertical, athleticism, speed, all that kind of stuff, just transfer to a different sport and enjoy the blessing of that. You know what I'm saying? So like, so if my man, if the man are trying to play soccer, or like I'm trying to get into golf, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to get into golf. I'm actually supposed to be going golfing in like the next few days.
My goodness.
Yeah, whatever it is with like competition, I feel like it's like I'm down for it. I'm down for that diversity. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good. You're just a natural born athlete, natural born competitor, just a natural all of this. So
I appreciate
saying the fact that you're able to do all of this, then how did you then zero down on basketball and say, okay, this is what I want to do going into university, and I want to do it at the varsity level as well? How did you come up to that decision?
Yeah, so I feel like as you get older, you gotta focus down more. You gotta narrow down your roads more to like one path. So it's like if you're playing like 5 sports and you're kind of like just like holding up on each one, you gotta like focus on one to actually break through and like do something great with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah, so sometime around high school, it's like, yeah, like this is the game I love. Like I don't want to train for track anymore. You know what I'm saying? I want to train. I want to train for basketball all year round. Like I want to see how far this can take me.
Yes.
Then as I got through, so as I got through my older years, like you start getting looks, you start going to like big tournaments. Coaches start reaching out to you, and then that's when you're like, okay, I actually have a shot to do something with this. You know what I'm saying? Let me shoot it and see where it goes. So luckily for me, I was blessed for the opportunity to play the CIS. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for that.
That's great. That's great then. So how did you then come up to the decision to play for Ontario Tech eventually? How was the whole process like? Who reached out to you? How did you reach out to who? What conversations did you have? Just kind of summarize the whole experience in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I actually went to I played for Nipissing in my third year of university.
Yeah.
And we ended up our coach left. So the reason why I went there, he ended up leaving to coach University of Windsor.
Yeah.
And so like I had a choice whether I wanted to stay up there or leave. And like North Bay is like it's a bit of a different culture, you know what I'm saying? It's like 5-6 hours away from home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Culture is like absolutely different. It's minus 40 degrees, you know what I'm saying? So it was a big It was a big shock. So I was looking to transfer somewhere closer to home, be closer to home, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when I had some coaches reach out to me, which I was blessed with, and I was actually committed to a school before UIT.
Yeah.
And then one of my old coaches from university reached out to me about Coach Francis and spoke very highly of him. So I was like, if someone's willing to speak this high about this person, like I wanna give him a shot. Like I want to see what's really in his mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as I got to speak more about to Coach Francis and get to know like what kind of character he is, what he's doing, what he's trying to build at, I realized like UIT was like the spot for me. So I ended up committing like I think it was like 2 weeks before school started, a week before school started. So super last minute, but I think it was worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I 100%. We all think it was worth it. I mean, you ended up being MVP. We snagged you up last minute, and it was worth it for everyone. And now the future is looking really bright. So shout out to Coach Francis and all the people who were involved with that. 100%.
Shout out Francis.
So now we're gonna get more into your personal life. Now this is more with you and your lifestyle around sports. But of course, we have another quiz again, just to warm you up before we then get into that part. So I want to see a bit more about how you think as a person. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Would you rather coach a college basketball team or an NBA team?
NBA.
NBA?
College basketball or NBA? I say NBA because
the pressure is more though. A lot more pressure. A lot is at stake. You're dealing with much older people.
But the experience would be like, I feel it'd be like extremely valuable. You know what I'm saying? Being able to coach some of the best, like it's, of course, an extremely demanding task, which is why only like the best get to do it. But I feel like if you have the skills and ability to do that, that would definitely be something. Like if I had to, if I had the skills to do that, that's something I would definitely want to do.
All right, that's awesome. So next one, would you rather lead the league in assists or points?
Man, that's tough. That's tough.
I
that's
know.
tough. Yeah.
That's why I chose it.
That's tough. I think, man, I'm gonna say assist. I think assist. I think I'd rather
Why
lead
do you
in.
say
So? Because like when you're getting assist, it's not only beneficial to yourself, but it's beneficial to the team. So like if I'm leading an assist, I know not only like am I taking that clout from leading from assist, like not only am I getting that gain from having that status as assist leader, but I know I'm also finding my teammates and getting them the ball. So I know it's not only for myself, but it's for my team. You know what I'm saying? So like, so it's beneficial both ways. I think points, it's like someone can score a lot of points, and that could be like a very individual skill or ability. You know what I'm saying? But something like assist, that's something that's good for yourself and good for the team. So I'd pick up assist. Yeah.
Team player like that.
Trust me.
So actually, I want to get your take on this one. Let's say you're going to play, actually right now, let me just say in general, would you rather in your basketball career altogether, would you rather peak early in your career or peak very late in your career?
Peak late. I think I'd rather peak late. Yeah.
Why?
Because like if you're peaking early, that kind of means you've like plateaued and it's downhill from there. You know what I'm saying? But like the process of getting better is like a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So like if I know my plateau is like coming up in the future and I'm still getting better, I feel myself getting better, more athletic, more skillful every day. Like I'd rather have it come in the end and plateau in the end and have that build up rather than be hot now and then go down from there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. You much rather have that, long lasting development and growth and just be like a hot recruit, shining number one, and then just have things just go downhill. So interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good one. So actually, I want to get your take on this though.
All right.
Would you rather play only in the first 3 quarters of the game, like every game, or only ever get to play in the fourth quarter?
Jeez. Man, that's a tough question. I've never been asked that question before. Did you think of that?
No, I found that somewhere.
You found that for real?
Yes.
Man, that's
I'm not that intelligent.
Tough.
Don't worry.
Man, I gotta say first 3 quarters. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 minutes a game is man. That's kind of, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather get the opportunity to play 30 minutes a game and do my thing and create that lead. So the fourth quarter, you know what I'm saying, is a light thing. But having to come in like 10 minutes a game, I think geez, that's a tough question though.
No, because it's rough. If it's a close game, let's say it's tie game going into the fourth quarter, you can't do anything about it. You're just there watching. You
just gotta watch. Yeah, man, that's tough. That's tough. No. I think I'd stick to my answer of first 3, but that's super tough. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This next one is a more of a straightforward one. Would you rather practice late in the night or early in the morning?
Late in the night.
Late in the night. Why?
Yeah, I feel like just personally, like I think it's just a preference thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to do my own thing in the morning, like whether that's lift, get your own time in the gym, whatever, go to classes, and then come back and go home, eat, do whatever you want, have that time to yourself, and then come back to the gym for a late practice. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. End off the day on the court.
Yeah, end the day off, something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nice when you go home and you're bust. You know what I'm saying? Just hit that shower, eat, and then K. You know, that's a good feeling right there.
Sure. So. Fair. So let's say you're playing in the OUA championship. So actually, let's even take it much higher. NBA Finals, Game 7. The whole world is watching.
All right.
Would you rather airball a 3-pointer or miss a clear, obvious layup? Like a clear layup.
Is this a game winner?
Actually, yeah, let's make it a game winner. Let's say, would you rather miss or would you rather airball an open 3-pointer? Or would you rather airball or miss an open layup? Which one would you rather do?
I gotta say airball a 3. You know what I'm saying? Like
an open 3. No one's guarding you. You're just there standing. You have your time to shoot. And you still airball it. You'd much rather have that.
Yeah, I think I'd much rather have that. Like layups, man, I know, especially like me, sometimes myself too. Like we miss those easy ones, you know what I'm saying? But it's something we shouldn't be doing, you know what I'm saying? So like if I'm missing them, I'm doing something wrong, you know what I'm saying? So I'd rather take that 3, you know, like if I airball that 3, I can make up an excuse for everybody, you know what I'm saying? I can say like the ball slipped out of my hands or something, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Man, if I miss an open layup, I'm not gonna hear the end of that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, trust me.
All right, let's go to the last one then. Let's say you're watching, or actually you're playing at the highest level, college basketball. You have lots of recruits coming to watch you. All the scouts came that game because the NBA draft is coming up pretty soon. And the whole world is watching. You're playing against one of the best guards in the country. Would you, actually, let me just say best guard or the best forward. It could be anybody. Okay. Would you rather get dunked on 3 times in that game or get crossed out 3 times?
Or what?
Or get crossed out. Get your ankles broken 3 times in that game.
Yeah, I got.
Which one would you prefer?
Man, these questions are tough. I'd rather get crossed up. I'd rather get buckled and fall down, because like, man, if I fall down, at least I got my teammates for help. You know what I'm saying? If I'm getting dunked on 3 times in a row, that's 6 points. I'm giving up, and I'm on the poster. You know what I'm saying? Coach is subbing me out. And I'm making it on the poster, man. You know what I'm saying?
I feel
at least if I get crossed up, my teammates can help, and I can redeem myself. You feel me?
True.
Yeah.
You're not getting minutes if you're getting dunked on.
Man, dunked on 3 times. I'm watching the rest of the game from the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, man. But that's embarrassing, though. I mean, every highlight reel is gonna be on you. Will that affect your game? How would that affect you if the same guy has crossed you out 3 times? Let's say in the space of 10 minutes.
For being crossed up, man, that would hurt. That would hurt. I think all basketball players go through that embarrassing moment. You know what I'm saying? That highlight moment when your teammates are talking about it. Everybody you walk by talks about it. Like, yo, didn't that happen? You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through it, but it's just something that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like the game of basketball there's always something new. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you got crossed up, you're gonna hear it for like the next week and a half. You know what I'm saying? But after that, there's definitely somebody else taking the heat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Someone to take your crown from that point on. All right, bless. So that's good. I love those questions then. Let's talk more about your personal life. But first of all, let me just ask in general, off the court and away from school, what is your lifestyle like? What are the things you like to do, and what do you do for fun, just in general?
For fun, I think it's like, man, it's just all sorts of different things. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like I'm very diverse when it comes to like making plans. I'm down for a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like traveling, making plans, events, all that kind of stuff, playing sports, learning new things, academics, religion's a big one for me. You know, so like
that's great.
Getting into that, making sure I take some time, you know, to spiritually connect, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a large range of things. It's kind of like I'm down to learn new things, try new things, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
True. It is really good, man. So speaking of trying things, though, tell us. Oh, give me a pitch as to why I should try one of your Craven's desserts.
Man, that's easy. That's easy. You just gotta. It's first of all, you won't find it anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a dessert that we came up with ourselves that you literally won't find anywhere else. Like where else can you get like a soft cookie base, cheesecake on top, chocolate sauce, caramel sauce, you know what I'm saying? Graham crackers sprinkled on top, you know what I'm saying? Fresh strawberries. Holy, I'm getting hungry just thinking
everything,
about it. Man, we haven't had a bad review yet. Everybody that bought it loved it. You know what I'm saying? We had our first session. Everybody that came to the second is loving it. So like, if you're not going to take it from me, take it from the reviews. Ask people who are buying it. You know what I'm saying? Check our website. We have people restoring it, all that kind of stuff. People in different cities asking us to cater to them. So like it's a dope thing. It's especially dope because like it's something unique. It's something differentiated, and that's something that we wanted to focus on a lot. Creating a product that other people weren't selling as well. So like there's no room for competition. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody wants a crave, somebody wants that mixture between a cheesecake and a cookie. They know where to find it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, you should try it still. You know what I'm saying? Plus, like,
I'll be down.
For everybody who checked my last story, you know what I'm saying? Like the honeys love it. You know what I'm saying? So like, you got that girl you're trying to impress. You know what I'm saying? You gotta impress her with that. You know what I'm saying?
Make sure you check that out, guys. Honestly, I saw a bit of a story. It was really funny and nice, and good marketing, good promotion. I really love that.
Craven's Desserts. You know what I'm saying? Check us out on Instagram.
Let's go. That's also, it speaks for itself. Clearly, you can see that speaks for itself. Man. So, I mean, everything we were talking about, I've been seeing a general trend. You're the kind of person who is very multi-talented. You're good at doing a lot of different things. Very focused, very driven in the things you want to do. You don't get distracted very easily. And now, looking at your whole life story in perspective now, from the day you were born and named Ammar up until now, today, how would you summarize your life story?
Summarize it with like a word, or summarize it with like a sentence?
Actually, just tell us your life story in a minute.
Yeah, in a minute. In a minute, just take it things for the blessings that they are. You know what I'm saying? So like, whether that's been sports, whether that's been academics, family, like just try to make the most of things. Try to everything we have is like a blessed opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So like, try to make the most on it. Try to do the most I can. Try to do the most I can for others. Live for others. Like that's all our purpose here is to live for others. You know what I'm saying? So like so get involved, try new things. Hard work. I feel like that's always been a big thing for myself. Dedication. So yeah, I think that was like 30 seconds, a little less than a minute.
You did well.
Yeah,
see,
appreciate
he's very prompt individual as well.
Thank you.
I mean, the kind of lifestyle you live causes you or begs that you live a very organized lifestyle. You need to have a good enough schedule to get through all the different things you do on a daily basis. So let's say it's a Friday. You have a game that evening. You also have school earlier that day, and you probably have a few other things you're doing too. Just in summary, from the time you wake up to the end of the day when you go back to bed, summarize what a day in the life of Ammar Hassan is like.
So for like a regular game day, it'd be like it's usually like get up, make breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Like living on your ones, you gotta cook for your own. You know what I'm saying? So like you gotta prep that breakfast a bunch of days. Then if you're going to the game, you gotta prep something after the game too. You know?
True that.
So like wake up, you gotta make sure everything's taken care of, all your priorities. So like if that's academics, that's like a session with your team. You know what I'm saying? If that's like any extracurriculars you have, any commitments you have, maybe you made plans with somebody, something's like this. You gotta make sure you gotta forward through to that. You know what I'm saying? So take care of all the business. And usually when you do that, you find yourself with not too much extra time on your hands. You know what I'm saying? Usually you're going from one spot to the next. So it'd usually be like class, wake up, making food, classes, have commitments, any plans I made, anything like that, follow through, and then pull up to the game. Yeah, it's usually not too much space in between to freestyle. You know what I'm saying?
A busy guy. Got to book appointments with you, man.
Man, that's King David, man. I'm a humble guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be King Ammar. You know what I'm saying? The day people start calling me King Ammar, that's my day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the title now, man.
Trust me.
All right, bless. That's awesome, man. So finally, though, tell us more about your family as a whole. What role have they played in your game, in your lifestyle, your work ethic, everything? And just tell us a bit more. If you have siblings, if you have cousins, anybody just anything in general, anything you can tell us.
Yeah, so family's been big for me. You know what I'm saying? Like my sister, I have an older sister who's actually the one who got me into basketball. So so I used to always pick up. She played like up to high school, had some college looks as well, but she focused on academics. But I remember as a kid, like we used to always play in the park every day. Yeah. And then one day she came to me with like a newspaper for like an OBA team, called Core City Hoops. It's a basketball team.
That.
Yeah, she's just like, yo, like do this, like play for a team. You know, you've never played for a team. It's always kind of been like street ball for you. But I know like it's been like thing. Yeah. So like I rocked with it. I ended up going to the trial, making the team, and ever since then it's been like providing my own resources. You know, like one opportunity would give me another, which would give me another. So I played on different AU teams, different OBA teams, high school teams. Yeah. And then university, which ultimately led to that. And my brother as well. I have a brother who's 2 years older than me. So he's a 95. And having someone that close in age is like a perfect blessing that somebody could ask for, because like it's someone you can compete with every day. You know what I'm saying? So like, ever since young, you know what I'm saying? We were battling it, or whether it's like who's the first one to get home for lunch at lunchtime in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? Like living 30 minutes away, you just gotta race, you gotta run that 30 minutes, you know? So like being blessed with like him to compete me and to push me, all that kind of stuff. He's playing university basketball as well. So I feel like we both were able to push each other in that. My mom, obviously, mom and dad giving me the resources, you know what I'm saying? Even when there's not a lot of resources, providing what they can, you know what I'm saying? It's those little things that helped me get here, you know? So like food on the table, house to live in, like all the love, you know what I'm saying? All the support, all that kind of stuff. That's definitely what pushes you, you know? So definitely big on family, you know? That's why everything you do, you got to do it for them, you know what I'm saying? Because like words can't mean enough, you know? So you got to show them through actions. So it's the things you do for them, you know what I'm saying? So
I feel you.
That's why I'm definitely the first type of guy, you know what I'm saying?
That's good. You can see clearly where your heart is, and they played major roles for you. I'm just curious on this. Have you ever played against your brother, like on a team, against each other? And who would you say is better between both of you? Honestly.
I don't think we've ever played against each other. We've played with each other, like different high school teams, different AU teams, things like that. We played with each other a lot, but never against. But like in the park, we play once, and it's usually even. You know, like one game I'll have it. But in terms of talent, I think he's more talented than me. He's a better shooter than me. Like raw talent, I think he's better than me. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think my grit always gives me those dubs over him. You know what I'm saying? Like my locking him down, getting in his head, things like that. I think that always gets me over him. You know, but raw talent, I think he has that on me still.
All right, fair enough then. Appreciate the honesty. If it was me, of course, I would just say I'm better right off the bat.
You gotta pick yourself, you know?
True that. Big up yourself every single time.
You got siblings to compete with?
My two sisters aren't really that much into sports. I mean, my first sister, she does swimming, and that's one of the reasons why I also got into swimming. And I wanted to practice so I could be better than her. So
really,
I can relate to you in that aspect. Yeah. Trying to have somebody you can compare yourself to and compete with to kind of keep you up to a high level. So that's really good.
It's a drive for sure, yeah.
It is. So I'm going to end off with this though. So usually I like to ask people this, so that because we always like to interview other people's teammates, get to know more about them as well. So I'm going to single out two people: Nelly Hussein, since you've spoken so much about him, and Grady Kanku. Grady was the Rookie of the Year. So we're probably going to try to interview both of them. Mm-hmm. But when we do, what is one question you would like us to ask them, each one of them? It could be anything, something silly, something serious. I don't care.
Just ask them if they're down for chocos. That's it. Just ask them if they're down for chocos. That's one of the buffets that we used to go to when we used to have deep talks. You know what I'm saying? So, man, if you just say that one word to any of them, like deep talks and chocos, they'll know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Both those guys are gonna start dying. But that's one question I want you to ask and be like, yo, you down for chocos? You know what I'm saying?
Down for chocos.
They'll know what's up. They'll know what's up. Man. Yeah, Chacos still. Chacos buffet, let them know.
Chacos, 100%. I'm going to ask them that day. It's going to be funny. But that's good then. So now we're at the end, though. Thank you so much. It was a relatively long interview, but still, I enjoyed it all the way through.
Yeah,
So
trust. I love what you guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
this has been a good experience for me being part of this interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, you held it down. You asked all. You know, your questions were all like set up very nicely, very organized. You know, so like you held it down for sure on your part. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to take part in this.
guys, that's awesome, man. It's always awesome to have you too. I mean, fantastic individual. So now, who would you like to shout out just to end off the whole thing, or anybody?
Man, I like to shout out. First of all, shout out Craven's Desserts. You know what I'm saying? Check that Craven's Desserts on Instagram. Yo, about to be major. But on top of that, man, shout out the family. Shout out everybody. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a few towns. Shout out to everybody in Toronto, everybody in London, everybody. You know what I'm saying? If I started saying off names, man, it would be another hour. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness
shout out to the family in all three of those cities. Shout out to the team. You know what I'm saying? UIT, like. Those men are holding it down, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's about it. Shout out to all my people.
It is what it is, man. Thank you so much, Ammar. Really appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it, King David. Appreciate it, now.
Awesome, man. All right, bye.
Talk to me, easy.